Many moons ago, a nameless evil was imprisoned in a place far beyond reach.
Hurry up!
If he were ever to be released, it would spell certain doom for all existence.
Is that fear I smell? Your planet will be torn to pieces, and I will take your angry screams as I rip.
Is this yours? Speak?
Okay, if you've seen the trailer for this movie and you're still questioning yourself whether or not you should see this fucking movie, I'm telling you, get off your fucking ass right now and go watch this fucking movie. Hey guys, welcome to Happywax TV, and holy shit, I think I may have just found one of my favorite movies for 2021, and we're not even a month into it. Like this movie is fantastic. How do you describe it? It's like you take a bunch of kids movies or kids TV shows from like the 80s and 90s, like, you know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, you know, throw in a little bit of Rick and Morty from nowadays, and then, you know, throw in a trauma movie or two into a blender, mix it all up, and then you have this movie. It is fucking fantastic. One of my big gripes when I was a kid was watching all these great science fiction horror movies, but we didn't have the internet back then. So I had to watch them on TV, and they were all, you know, most of them were, you know, rated PG. So there were these scenes with these you know, kick-ass monsters and stuff, but when they were fighting or killing people, you never saw any of the gore. None of it, right? Because it was rated PG, or it was on the television, or that's what your parents would allow you to watch, was just the PG stuff. This is a family movie, or structured around a family movie, but it's got all the gore in it. You know what I mean? Like when they go to decapitate people or squash heads or run someone's head over with their pickup truck, it's all in here. In a family-style sci-fi horror movie, it is fucking fantastic. I love this movie. I absolutely loved it. It's not a perfect movie, okay, but for the most part, like there was parts in this movie where I was laughing out loud, and I was watching this by myself. I was like, oh my God. You know, if you can't tell from this studio that I love creatures, like I was in awe. Like it brought me back to when I was a kid, when I went to see the original Star Wars with my dad, when they were in the canteen scene there with Luke and Obi-Wan, when it panned across the canteen there, and it had all these awesome, wondrous fucking space creatures that you'd never seen before. That's what this movie's like. It's just non-stop creature after creature after creature, and it's all practical, just like the original Star Wars series was. It's all practical creatures. There's a little bit of CGI in this movie, but it's mostly used for, like, you know, a few laser beams and some glowing eyes and stuff. But all the gore, all the fucking wonderful fucking creatures in this movie are all practical, and they're all that 80s kind of in the 90s style fucking guys in suits, and man, it's just wonderful. It was wonderful to fucking see. Oh, I'm like a fat kid on a Smartie here. I'm so excited. You know, and I just, you know, I didn't get a screener for this. You know what I mean? I just sat down and rented it today and watched it, and I couldn't get in here fast enough to tell you guys about it. But Steve Kostanski, who did The Void, he's the director of this movie. And, you know, I don't know if you'll ever see this, but I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for taking a chance and making a movie like this when there's probably, you know, like a 80% chance that it might fail. Okay, just because we're so used to this, you know, this crazy billion-dollar budgeted sci-fi fucking CGI, you know, schlock that we're spoon-fed over and over and over again in these movies. And to take a chance with this style of movie to have practical effects and practical creatures and guys that are obviously in suits, and it works. It works because they didn't hold back. You know, again, it's structured as a family-style sci-fi horror movie, but it's crude, and the humor is there, And the kids, it's actually true to life, really, because the kids, the two little kids in this movie, aren't scared of this guy at all. And they go out of their way to show this.
Dad, I want you to meet Psycho Goreman, or PG for short.
I will bathe in your blood.
Don't worry.
Be worried.
And there's these fight scenes of all these creatures coming to kill, Psycho Goreman. It's like they're just standing there watching them. Like they're not afraid of these creatures. And it's almost true to life. Like my daughter, I always make jokes about this with my buddies. You know, she's 18 now, but when she was a kid, like 8, 9 years old, I'd be watching The Exorcist or some movie that would just scare the shit out of me when I was a kid. And she'd be sitting there watching it with me and she'd be laughing. And I'm like, what? How is this not scaring the fuck out of you? Like I was pissing my pants when I was your age. And it's the same as these kids. They're not afraid of this guy at all. Let me give you a quick rundown here. I'll give you the synopsis really quick. I know I'm getting way off track, but holy Christ, is this movie good. Siblings Mimi and Luke unwittingly resurrect an ancient alien overlord who is Psycho Goreman, or at least that's what they name him, okay? Using a magical amulet, they force the monster to obey their childish whims and accidentally attract a rogues gallery of intergalactic assassins to this small town. That's what it is, man. They dig this hole in their backyard. They find this amulet, and it awakes this creature, Psycho Goreman, who is just hell-bent on destroying the fucking galaxy. That's what he's setting out to do. But he got trapped by these Templars who kind of, imprisoned him in this thing, and now he's able to get back out because he's been released because this amulet is free again. But the little girl, Mimi, has the power to control him because she holds the amulet. And it's like, it's so funny. Like, he just wants to kill these fucking kids, but he can't, and they're not afraid of him.
Go over there and wait for us to come back in the morning.
You will suffer an eternity for this.
Bye.
The humor in this movie is fantastic. A lot of it's dry, all of it's crude. It's like, oh man, like I could not believe some of the things like they were saying as jokes in this movie. It was awesome. And then the gore, and there's so many nods to movies in this movie. RoboCop, Terminator, Ghostbusters, fuck you name it. There's like, Rick and Morty, I don't know, it's just you name it. There's a couple from nowadays, but name any fucking, like the Power Rangers, like all those creatures in the Power Rangers TV show that were so campy and cheesy. They're on the screen now, and they're fighting this Psycho Goreman guy, and it's a bloody, gory mess. And at no point does this movie take itself seriously, and it works so well. There's a fight scene where he's fighting all these creatures, okay? And it's got this epic battle music, okay? And it's like fighting slow motion, blah, blah, blah. And then it pans over to the two kids and their parents as they're watching, and they take all the music away. And it just shows these creatures, these guys in these suits fighting, and you see it through their eyes, how goofy it looks. I fucking howled, man. It was so, like, it was done right. It was so amazing. I fucking love this movie. Again, okay, it's not a perfect movie. I've said this before. There might be some of you that go watch this and then come back here and say, what in the fuck is this bozo talking about? This is the stupidest movie ever. I don't care. I don't care. I loved this movie. It brought me back to when I was a kid. It had all those scenes in it that I wanted as a kid but weren't there. It is gory. When there's blood on the screen, and there is lots of blood on the screen, it's fucking nuts, man. There's heads getting amputated, pulled out of the fucking, run over by pickup trucks. It's beautiful. It's absolutely fucking beautiful, and I thought this movie was fantastic. If I can say anything negative about it, which there's not going to be a whole lot, I did think that it was a tad too long, and I thought that some of the scenes got stretched out a little bit too long. Like they should have ended, and they just kept going a little bit longer than they should have. So, and I will say this, the first half of this movie is fucking killer, okay? It is fucking stellar. The second half of this movie kind of can't keep up with the first half, so it does lose a little bit of steam, but it's still fucking good. It is still good. It's just there's a few scenes in this movie that are a little bit too long. I felt maybe they could have trimmed them down, but other than that, that's it. I love this fucking movie, and I am definitely going to buy the Blu-ray and put it in my collection. Anyways, if you've seen it, please let me know if you loved it as much as I did. If you haven't, again, stop what you're fucking doing. Go watch this movie, because I promise you, for 95% of you, you will love this movie. Go watch it. Come back here. Let me know what you think, guys. And until next time, stay scared.